welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I have a squishy makeover for you. It's actually a makeover of one that I gave a makeover for on my Halloween series, but I didn't like too much, so I figured I would just do a makeover of my previous makeover. So yeah, I also forgot to film an intro, so that's why you're seeing my face today, even though I am super ill. So yeah, put my makeup on, thought I'd film a quick intro and just get in with it. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Now the thing is, I have a great idea for this one. I've mentioned it in a previous videos where I said I wanted to do an underwater theme because this guy just looks like a jellyfish, but I'm kind of going to have to take a few bits off, and the fact I have started peeling the paint off at the back, it actually stuck to my chest of drawers recently and it just started peeling off, so I figured I would just undeco it and then re-deco it. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, it just peels off really nicely. I mean, I've never once had this happen before, but I'm kind of glad that it has on this occasion because I'm then able to like remove all this paint. But I figured it would be satisfying to kind of show you this so that I could redeco it. Don't you think? Like, look at this. This is actually really hard to get off. Like, I don't want to kind of ruin the squishy underneath, but the fact that this, I don't know, I just find this so satisfying. We got to the face part. Oh no, look, it is actually removing the yellow paint. I thought it was just peeling off. I thought I've never had this problem before, what have I done differently? But it is actually peeling the original paint off, so my paint isn't naff. That's okay. Yeah, look at this. I don't want to kind of like indent the foam with my nails, so I'm being really careful with this. I'm just peeling it off really slowly. I don't know if you want like a sped up time lapse of this, but I think that's what I'm going to give you anyway, rather than taking up your time, because this is going to take forever and I do want to be really careful with it. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to give you some music. Okay, yeah, so that's all the paint that I'm going to end up getting off. I've tried to peel the rest off, but I'm just ruining it. And as you can see, I've made a pretty big kind of indent there, which I'm not happy about. I've tried removing the bits off the body. The arms are the hardest part. The body has just kind of like disintegrated there, which is really annoying because I can't do my original design that I wanted to do. But I have sort of come up with a rough idea. I honestly don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway and see how it turns out. Okay, so taking this blue mixture of paint, this is just puffy paint and some PVA glue in. It is just a normal blue colour. It was quite a royal blue mixed in with a lot of white and then just some PVA glue to top it off just to kind of spread it out a little bit. I'm just going to paint over all the layers of like the ice creamy part. I'm going to make sure to put a really thin layer on to begin with. That's why I'm using a paintbrush, and I'm just doing this to seal in all the kind of loose bits of paint that are on there that I've kind of half peeled off but can't get off anymore. Kind of wish I had just painted over it, to be honest, but you know, I had to be destructive and take all the paint off as much as I could because I found that quite satisfying. So a 2-in-1, I would say. So yeah, I'm just going to cover this whole thing in blue, and I'm going to probably do about 3, maybe 4 coats in total on top of that, so that it ends up really nice and opaque and then covers up all of this red and brown mess, because let's face it, it's not looking cute. Okay, so I actually ended up doing 5 layers of that blue on the top of the squishy here. It took me 5 layers because I was doing really thin layers, but it is squishing really nicely. And I also put a tiny layer in these little indents here, just so that the next step was a tiny bit easier once I popped some pink on it. So this pink, I just popped in some puffy paint into there in the colour red with a tiny bit of blue and then a whole load of white. The white was actually left in there from when I first did the redeco on this guy, so it actually has thickened up considerably. I think maybe like the glue has dried in it or something, but Like if you look at this, do you see that? It's quite gloopy. But I thought that would be perfect to kind of pop a really thick layer of paint onto the rest of the yummiibear. So I'm basically just going to do it wherever I did the white before. Again, in hindsight now, I probably feel like I shouldn't have peeled that paint off, but it's not going to matter if the next step goes well. So yeah, I'm just going to paint all of that back in with the pink. Oh my goodness, this colour is so freaking cute. I cannot even explain. I love this. This is adorable. This is just so cute. Okay, so I've painted like the majority of it in the pink. I'm just going to stand it up in a little cup that way, leave it to dry, and I will be back again. Okay, so the pink now has fully dried. The indents are showing up a lot more now that it is obviously covered. I do, however, think the colour is absolutely gorgeous. Like the pink and the blue, my two favourite colours together, just looks stunning. It still squishes just the same, even with all those kind of like imperfections in it and the thick layer of paint. But this is where I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go with this. So someone the other day commented on my channel and asked me to do a cotton candy squishy. Now this has been requested a ton of times, and I know there is one subscriber who comments it all the time, and oh my goodness, that's really going to bug me. But I will leave their name down in the description down below because I did promise that I would do it for them. So this is kind of like half of that. But so, yeah, someone commented the other day saying, can you do a squishy of cotton candy using toy stuffing as the cotton candy? So I've got some here, and the idea is to cover over the body in cotton candy. I've just realised I haven't painted the hands in. Oh well, we're not doing that anymore. So yeah, I'm going to put that all over to give like cotton candy like texture, and then paint over it again. Okay, this could either work really well or work really bad. Here's the other thing. I don't have any flexible paint, and that's really fast to dry, and I'm going to need something that dries quite fast to kind of secure it all down so that I haven't got to hold it in place. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to use hot glue because that will leave too much of kind of like hard kind of, yeah, bits. So I thought I would use some nail glue. That's probably a really stupid idea, I know, but I'm going to do it anyway, and hopefully then I won't have to use too much of it, and the actual paint can kind of seal it all in at the end. You see where I'm going with this? So I'm just going to go ahead and start gluing and testing it out. Just going to put a little blob on there. I do not want to get this on my fingers because the amount of times that I glue my hands together is not even funny. I'm going to use my scissors to hold it down. Okay, she's on. Right, I'm just going to like wrap this around and then glue that bit down to there. Just like so. That's going to absorb into the foam actually because there's no paint there. But what can you do? I'm just going to hold it down with the back of my nail. Okay, that bit's in place. So far so good. We're off to a good start. And I'm going to glue that bit down to there. So as you can see, I'm putting tiny bit of glue on. It's just to keep it in place before I put the paint on. I don't want to add any extra hard bits that I don't have to. So yeah, look at this. This already looks so cute. I'm just going to go ahead and pop it all over, all around the back, and make sure the whole thing is covered in a nice kind of thin layer. Okay, so now I've put like the stuffing on. I think this just looks so freaking cute. Just look at it. I don't even want to like paint it because I think it's going to ruin it, and I really don't know what to do. So what I might do is actually take a piece of sponge and like just sponge some paint onto it and just see what kind of happens. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to water down this paint. So I'm just going to fill it up with water, just mix it up, just water it down a little bit so that it's not quite as thick, because as I said before, this paint is real thick, and I just think it would help to blend into the stuffing a bit more if it was a bit watered down. Okay, this is looking so flipping cute. What is going on? Why is this working? Look at this. It actually actually looks like candy floss. What is going on? Why is this working? See its little arm now. I'm really trying to like press down the stuffing so that it kind of sticks to the body a bit more. Oh my god. What? This just looks so cute. This is the best redeco I've ever done, and I don't care what anybody has to say. I'm gonna trust myself on this. This is a pretty pink candy floss princess, and I love her. Okay, so I have the completely covered in pink. It's dripping everywhere. Like, it's soaking wet. Can you see this all over my desk? It's like dripping out. So I'm gonna have to leave it that dry. I might actually use a hairdryer on or something just to kind of take the initial moisture out of it, and then just leave it to dry overnight because it's getting super late. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it dry and see what happens tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you then.
So I actually put my washing machine on when I recorded this, which wasn't the smartest of ideas as it was so loud. But I went ahead and I painted the top of the ice cream like swirly, drippy bit back in with white puffy paint. And then I took some polymer clay and made some sprinkles. So I rolled them out into snakes and baked them in the oven. And then I just let them cool and snipped them to make little sprinkles. And whilst the white puffy paint was still tacky, I just sprinkled them on the top to kind of act as a glue. Once the puffy paint had then fully dried, I took some Mod Podge and then just popped that on top with a paintbrush. I smoothed it all out just to kind of seal all the sprinkles in, and I let that dry also.
This is how the little guy turned out. I think he just looks so adorable. I know my camera lighting can sometimes wash things out, but I'm just going to show you up close anyway. I might actually turn the exposure down, hold on. There. Yeah, if you just see him, just look how cute this is. Like, this texture is so adorable and worked out so well. So if I can find the comment, I will give a shout out down in the description down below. I know maybe 2 people suggested doing it actually, but it's actually just like that all the way around. I think it looks super realistic, and the top was supposed to be bubblegum ice cream, and then just with all the sprinkles on top on like white icingy saucy part. I'm really happy I did the sprinkles because I think it just like blends the 2 colours together as well as giving it kind of extra texture. And yeah, because I Mod Podged them, they are not going anywhere. Look, not a single one is dropping off, so that's a definite kind of hack. I'm going to keep that because that worked out really well. Even though this does have all the kind of stuffing on, it does still squish just perfectly, and it hasn't like altered the squishiness. It hasn't altered like anything about it. When I use the nail glue as well, I know people are going to be wondering about that. There's like no hard spots whatsoever. I think that's just because I put such little thin kind of bits on. I feel like if you put big bits on, then definitely you would feel that, but I can't feel it at all. So yeah, that's how it turned out, and I think it's really cute. This is definitely my favourite squishy makeover that I've done so far on my channel, and I just love it so much, so hopefully you do too. So I hope you have a fantastic Thursday. Yes, Thursday. Thursday the 1st of November. Need to change my calendar. But yeah, hopefully you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!